All right, we're going to turn back now to the riots in Los Angeles. Police are trying to push back rioters as they throw bottles at officers. Law enforcement was forced to use tear gas to protect themselves against these protesters. Christina Coleman is live with the latest for us. Hi again, Christina.
Yeah, they were throwing bottles, rocks, concrete, boulders, commercial-grade fireworks, and you could see officers, they still have a protective line here to try and stop the crowd from going any further. We've come to a point where you see these vehicles here. You can see cars who have been driving down along this way here in downtown LA. I imagine there's some confusion because this curfew, it goes into effect in about a half hour, and you still have a lot of people down here, and different points are closed off. Again, as police, law enforcement, sheriff's deputies, as they do the best that they can to try to prevent any further violence. Again, since last Saturday, there have been more than 500 arrests related to protest activity, most of them for failure to disperse. But you did have the violence. There again, you can see law enforcement. So they continue to shift, they continue to move, because it's a very fluid situation out here. Every now and then you have people just tossing, hurling objects at them. Moments before I came on air, we heard fireworks again. So can I imagine those were probably lobbed and hurled at law enforcement. So again, they block off that area. They do what they can. At times they have had to disperse tear gas. They've also dispersed those rubber bullets to clear out the crowd. So they're shouting hold here. You can tell they're doing their best, communicating, trying to hold the line here to prevent any further violence. And as we wait for this curfew to go into effect. But even before that, again, there was an order, a dispersal order for the crowd because of the violence that erupted hours ago. And so people have been told to leave this area, leave immediately, and you can see them disobeying law enforcement. So I'm moving along with my photographer here. And so you can just see, this is what we've been doing off and on for hours. We've been moving all throughout downtown as protesters continue to move around in different areas. I saw them getting together in what looked like a little parking area between a couple of buildings, and law enforcement cleared that out pretty quickly. They're like, you need to go. And of course, you know, they don't want people to get together and communicate and possibly cause mayhem, especially with this being such a volatile and unpredictable situation. So that is what we're seeing here. And again, you have so many people here, the protesters, who are they're calling for ICE to be abolished. They're calling for the immigration raids to stop. That is what they want. But that messaging, you don't hear it amid all of this violence here. So I'm standing here. You can see the police here. They're doing their best they can. I've moved just about a block since we've been doing this live shot. Been moving all around downtown, and you have a lot of protesters still here. Again, we're a half hour from that curfew going into effect. It's for a mile around downtown LA. Are you okay, Andy? I'm gonna continue to stay in the street here. You guys watch for me so I don't hit anything. So let's stop here. Let's stop here. So Andy, if you can pan back behind me, look at this line of police vehicles. You see that reinforcement here. They have been, some of these officers, they've been on horseback. They're in their patrol cars. They're in patrol units. They're here on the ground. They're doing all that they can. I mean, this area, there is such a huge law enforcement presence in downtown ahead of this curfew going into effect for them to try and keep this area safe. Back to you.
Christina, if I can just ask you, we talked a little bit about the arrests that happened since last Saturday, and you told me a little bit about the strategy. You know, can you imagine if all of a sudden police officers started arresting people right now, it would erupt in chaos. But these protesters also cover their faces because they don't want to be able to be identified later. And Attorney General Pam Bondi has said, we will come after you. We will find you. And as a matter of fact, they've gotten a few of the organizers. Are there people still out in the streets? Because we can see the backs of the cops, but we can't see the protesters. Are they still all covered up and trying to hide their identities?
Right. Well, a great deal of them are. And I can tell you this. what Pam Bondi was saying and what the sheriff reiterated yesterday is when people are breaking the law, when they're committing these acts of violence, they might not be arrested immediately, but they said that arrest will likely come because even if they try to cover their face out here, there are so many surveillance cameras. There are people recording things on social media. I mean, law enforcement investigators, they're going to comb through all this evidence and they're going to find people who are causing destruction down here. Right now, LAPD Central Division, they just put on X a message. They said to our downtown LA businesses and residents, please report any criminal activity to LAPD Central Division. Any damage or vandalism should be safely documented. So they're calling on the local business partners out here. They're calling on people who have access to surveillance cameras to turn all that evidence in because they're going to comb through it and they're going to look for the people who have been lobbing, concrete and boulders, rocks, commercial grade fireworks at law enforcement. They say those perpetrators will be arrested and prosecuted and face the fullest extent of the law.
And
back to you.
That'll be very interesting, Christina, to see how that plays out. I specifically was looking at that tweet from the LAPD Central Division, and we're now 25 minutes from that curfew kicking in. And with the protesters on the march, we don't know for sure what will happen, but it is likely that things will escalate. And the businesses, the impact on downtown LA businesses has been pretty significant, it seems, from vandalism all the way to, in some cases, looting.
That's right. I stopped by a gas station this week and just to fill up, and I'm not sure if the guy was the owner, but he told me that he had a relative who had a business down here and that his business was just torn up and how devastated he was and how he thought the estimate was about $50,000 in damages. I mean, this has just been such a tough year for LA. You've got the fires and now you've got this, and it's just so unclear when all of this will come to an end. We've seen some of those peaceful protests throughout the weekend. I know we were all hoping for it today. You had that massive, what the organizers called No King's Day protest here in downtown LA. Thousands and thousands of people showed up, and for hours, it was relatively calm. It was relatively peaceful. And we're walking away, and then all of a sudden, we're getting these alerts that a dispersal order had been issued. And I'm like, what happened? What's going on? And it's because of this violence. We didn't have to go far to see people lobbing things at law enforcement, throwing bottles at law enforcement, and now you have them shifting downtown. And if you pan straight ahead of you, you could see even more law enforcement there. So they're blocking off different points, different intersections, to try and control the crowd, try and keep people moving along. And then every now and then you'll just see people break out running, lots of protesters. Now, right now in this intersection, there was a huge crowd, but as you could see, it's gone. And this is a testament to law enforcement and how they are operating. They have a method here where they are moving slowly, they're moving the crowd along, and they're dispersing them, and that's what they want. Okay, so we just saw somebody just threw glass at law enforcement, and we're hearing some flashbangs. So you can see that. Andy, are you able to zoom in? Okay, so you can hear that going off right there. You can see them, if we could zoom in right there, you can see them firing off, trying to protect themselves. I just heard glass shatter, so somebody probably threw something else at these officers who are just doing their best to protect and serve. Really shameful that they're having to go through this. And like I reiterated earlier, Robert Luna, the sheriff, he said, things have been peaceful, but his deputies, they're still facing dangerous situations, and they are. I mean, just take a look at this. Back to you.
Well, please be safe, because you're right in the middle of it, and thank you for taking the risks you're doing to bring us these pictures. Question is, how do they choose where they're going to protest? Is this just sort of a random spot that they've chosen? Was there some immigration raids that were taking place around here? And are you hearing that the immigration enforcement is continuing? Are these protests having their intended effect of stopping immigration enforcement?
So the immigration raids are absolutely continuing. The Trump administration made it clear that they're going to continue to enforce immigration law. But as for these protests, it's not clear how long these are going to go on. I can tell you for these No King's Day protests, there were all kinds of announcements. Law enforcement said they were aware of at least 40 of those events going on in LA County alone, and some 200 statewide. So a lot of those protests. So, and again, a very fluid situation. That march, that No King's Day parade, that's over. But you can see it's still a handful of protesters here, at least in this intersection. I'm not sure where they are located throughout the rest of downtown. We're just continuing to stay a safe distance, following police, and adhering to their guidance as we continue to monitor this very fluid situation.
Christina, it's Miranda again. What sort of weapons or, soft weapons, I guess, the police deploying? You said flashbangs. Are they shooting rubber bullets? Have they used tear gas yet?
Yeah, so sorry, there was people moving around me. So what I have seen so far, we've seen the tear gas deployed, the rubber bullets. That is what we have seen, and we've heard those flashbang grenades. So that is what we have witnessed from our vantage point, and it was very effective in moving the crowd along. Like I said, it sounded like somebody was revving up a motorcycle, some kind of engine right there in the middle of the crowd. You couldn't see it, but it was intimidating for me to listen to. And those officers, they're facing that huge crowd, and they don't know what's coming for them. So they deployed the tear gas in that moment, and it was very effective in moving that crowd back. And this whole area that was, full of protesters, as you can see, it is cleared out as law enforcement continues to move forward here on Broadway in downtown LA.
Christina, you've been there for a few days. Do you feel that the violence, the protesters are getting more militant as days go by, or less, or is it just about the same?
It's really unpredictable because, like I said, we've had several days of calm protests, very large crowds, and things were calm. We knew that it could be risky today just because of the large volume of people that were going to be out here. Thousands of people were out here for the so-called No King's Day parade, so we knew that there was a chance. Also, you had this curfew in effect, and we were wondering how many people are going to listen, how many people are going to adhere to it. And certainly, it appears that people are not, a great deal of them. And so we're in this situation. But today, we just knew that thousands of people were going to come out, unlike some of the previous days, some of the previous protests we've seen this week, where things were certainly calmer than what we had last Sunday. So it's very hard to tell at this point, but certainly tonight, a very volatile and dangerous situation.
Yeah, indeed. And Christina, have you seen LA Mayor Karen Bass out there where you are? I ask you that because we're now under 20 minutes to the curfew that she set will take effect. And the most recent tweet on her feed right now is from 6 hours ago of an aerial shot of a crowd. She says LA is strong. This is what peaceful protest looks like. We refuse the chaos, she says. And yet I'm just struck that she's not there. Does she know this is happening?
I'm sure she is aware of it. I mean, in addition to me and a number of other reporters, law enforcement themselves, they've issued this dispersal order. They've issued warnings. They've detailed what's happening. So I'm sure she is very aware of it. I have not heard her say anything about it. I'm not aware of her commenting on this as of yet tonight. I have not seen her out here, but certainly I'm sure she's aware of this ongoing chaos. She's been calling for people to be peaceful and stick to the message, but clearly some of her constituents, they're not listening because we have yet another night of violence.
Christina,
and officers doing the best they can to stop it. Yeah.
Do you know if the protesters even know what their message is anymore? Because we see this happen, for example, with the anti-Semitic protests in New York City. You would talk to some of these protesters. They really didn't understand 100% why they were there. They were rallied to come there in some way. But it was fascinating that some of the messaging that you talk about gets lost on the folks who were actually on the ground.
Well, it certainly does, and I don't understand how people think that this is going to be effective, that hurling dangerous objects at police throwing fireworks, vandalizing buildings, writing vulgar slogans all over property, how that is going to help anyone's messaging. It certainly does, and if anything, it takes away from it. And the mayor, I feel like she tried to reiterate that to people, and they're just not listening. So if, during these protests earlier today, they're calling for ICE to be abolished. They say they want the raids to end. But either way, I mean, no matter what they're saying, at the end of the day, this is what you see. You see the violence. You see police responding. You see the tear gas. You see the flashbangs. I mean, this is what this night has turned into. And so that messaging, it's lost in all of this chaos.
Christina Coleman, fantastic reporting. Thank you so much for that.